everyone. You're welcome to Truthfully Evolving. If you're new here, please do what to click on the subscribe button and subscribe to the channel, okay? And if you just clicked on this video, trust me, it's not a coincidence, as I do not believe in coincidence. I believe that everything that happened is meant to happen in divine timing, okay? So don't think that it was a mistake. And let me also say this here: truthfully evolving is not just a name, it's a divine movement. And our sole purpose here is to help heal in any way that I can. Okay, I don't have all the answers, but I'm letting the Holy Spirit, I'm letting the divine have access and speak to you through me, if that makes sense. Okay, so I've already prayed in regards to today's message. So let me just get straight to the message for today. And by the way, let me apologize again. Like, I don't know if I did in the first time though, but this is like a new spot I discovered, and this place is somehow. I'm just trying to see if it's okay, but this video might be blurry. But please pay more attention to the message that's coming through from the Holy Spirit, from the divine, and less on the face, if that makes sense. Okay, I really don't want people to look at me like, oh, I'm listening to her because of the face or whatever. Now, if there's anything that you need to know, um it's more like connecting with different energy at the moment. So it's more like the message might be different from everybody. So I just hope that this message resonates with whoever it's meant for. So I want to start by saying this, because I just heard the word concentration, right? And that's me, because I was a bit distracted. Because I heard concentration, I just want to say this, right? For many of you, there is a need for you to concentrate on what you're working on. There is the need for you to focus on what you're doing. Like, you know how most times we get carried away because we don't, we are so focused on other people. Like, we're so focused on what this other person is doing, what's up with their life, like if they're making progress, or how are they doing right now. Many times I feel, and you know why I can easily relate to this is because I was in that place when we all were vibrating low frequency before we moved into where we are right now. It's a work in progress, right? But before now, I used to be that kind of person, to be honest, where I was more concerned about the other person. Like, maybe say like a friend of mine, yeah, I'm like, oh, if this person is doing so, I'll be like, how is this person doing this? What do I need to do to be like that? Not like to be like the person per se, but it's like, what do I need to do in order for me to attain certain type of lifestyle or certain kind of way. But I was doing it from the egotistic part of myself, which is focusing more on the material, focusing more, or maybe on the money or the physical aspect or what's not. But as I started growing in this journey, right, I found out that you just need to pour into yourself. You just need to give love to yourself. You just need to focus on yourself, concentrate on yourself, and tend to ask yourself, how have I been doing so far? How is my journey going so far? Like, am I making progress? Am I where I'm meant to be? And other times you might not be where you're meant to be, but trust me, that's where you're meant to be, if that makes sense. But it's more like, with the word I heard, concentration, it's telling me that for many of you, you need to concentrate or focus on your path, on your journey. Because if you focus so much on what is going on in someone else's life, you lose focus on yourself. It's like, if you're hell bent on, oh, what's going on with this person, and this could be your friend, this could be family, this could be exes, this could be relationship, this could be in diverse way. Okay, just take it however it resonates with you. But whatsoever that you're giving more concentration on and less on yourself, that is taking you away from who you truly are. And for you to be in alignment with who you are is focusing more on yourself and less on people. So it's like, many times we try so hard to, I'm a bit distracted, so mind on my eyes movement. So many times we try so hard to look at other people's lifestyle and try to see what they are up to, which for me is not like that bad, right? But don't get lost in the mix where you focus so much on somebody and you forget yourself in the process. Like a quote that I got from the Holy Spirit, from my divine guys, the quote is, do not lose yourself in the process of finding yourself. Because sometimes you feel like, okay, this is the right way to do things, let me do the way this other person is doing, or if I can learn from this person, or if I can do the way this person is doing it, I'll get the same result. But other times it's not that way. You just have to know that You are the creator of your own life, and what works for Mr. A can never work for Mr. B. It's just how it is. We are all created in our own, path to walk in our own direction. So whatever works for you, just stay there, if that makes sense. Okay. So I want to go in deep with the soul card. I want to see one card. Thank you, Holy Spirit. So we have one. It said, yes, see, what am I saying? Look, I said concentration, focus more on yourself and what makes you different from the next person. And then the card, I don't know if you guys can see it. Pardon this design. I don't know if you guys can see it, but it's saying, what is my soul trademark? That's what I'm saying. Like, what is that thing that differentiates you from the next person? It's like we have, let me use for instance, when you talk about Nike, you talk about McDonald's, you talk about Gucci, you talk about Prada, you talk about this, brands, how they are in their own lane. They are not trying to, you know, rebrand themselves or try to look like every other brand. They are just in their own lane, minding their business. They are not trying to see, okay, what is this brand up to? Let me do like that. Okay, let me use Apple for instance. Apple is a brand that people just, it's like it has its own, what's, I don't know if I should say flair, or there's this thing that differentiates Apple from every other product. You get me? So it's like Apple stands on its own. There is no competition. It's, if you notice, like other phones like Androids and all of that trying to imitate Apple, but Apple has its own brand, has its own trademark. That's what I'm saying. What is your soul trademark? What is your trademark? What is your trademark? Like, what is it that when somebody look at you, they'll say, okay, no, this person is unique. This person is different from this person. What is that thing that when people look at you, they cannot see any reason to compare you to any other person? What is that thing that makes you stand out? What is that thing that differentiates you from the crowd, from your sisters, from your brother, from your family? What is that thing that when people see you, they don't see you like the rest of, the crowd? They don't see you like every other person. They see you in your own uniqueness and they embrace you in that form. So that's what it is. Concentrate on yourself, focus on yourself, so that you can build your soul trademark, so that you can build your brand on your soul level, so that you can find out what makes your soul, you know, different. And when I'm saying soul, yeah, I want to say this: the soul is the gate of truth, the soul is the gate of clarity, the soul is the gate of peace. And for you to be in connection with your soul, it's more like saying you're in connection with God, because God is the creator and your soul creates. Your soul knows what you want as a person. There is no difference. I'm not trying to put the soul out from the body or whatever, but it's like there has to be an there has to be an alignment, and the alignment comes from knowingness. When you are conscious of yourself, that's when yourself and the soul, comes together, if that makes sense. Okay, but for me, I don't feel like it's a different thing. For me, I think it's one, but where it becomes different is when you're not in alignment. That is where the soul is here and you are here. That's because you created a bridge by not being in alignment with your soul. But when you are in alignment, there is no demarcation. It's just oneness, if that makes sense to somebody, please. Because I want to say this right. Whenever I'm speaking on topics like this, the messages that come through are not from me, if that makes sense. Okay, so just take it however it resonates with you. So what is your trademark? What is that thing that makes you stand out from the crowd? That is what your soul is asking you to do this time. Your soul is asking you to find your trademark. If they look at you, let's say for instance Judith, what is that thing that people say, okay, Judith, no, there's something about Judith that I can't just place my finger on. There's something about Judith that I can't find anywhere. That's what I'm trying to say. You have to be in alignment with your soul, so that when you are in somewhere, where you are somewhere, wherever, okay, your soul, you know your trademark, your soul trademark represents you even before you speak. That's what I'm trying to say, if that makes sense to somebody. Okay, so I want us to go deeper into this message. So I'll be using the next card. By the way, these cards are just a means to translate the message. Okay, and these messages are, or the messages in the cards, they are very very heavy, because these are divine messages that I got. The divine drop this in my heart to write it down. And so these, you guys are seeing in the raw file. But let's see what Holy Spirit, please clarify the message in regards to soul trademark. Let's see, in regards to soul trademark, let's see what the message here is. So, but let me tell you this as well. Okay, you just need to know that at the end of the day, it is you. It's just you and you alone. That's what you need to find out. Like, what is that thing that that differentiates you from the crowd? That thing that is like your true essence. Okay, when you understand that you are different from people, you don't try to fit in. And that's the problem. Many people try to fit in this world. Like, many people try to do things the way others are doing it, because they feel like, okay, if I do it the way this person is doing it, I might get the same result. But let me tell you, we are all on our path, and everybody is on a journey to knowing themselves. When you find yourself, that's the true essence. That's your soul trademark. Yes, you see, and we have your peace. That's what it is. For many of you, your soul trademark is there is a need for you to find peace within yourself, okay, so that you can move, or you can walk in this path or in this journey in regards to your soul trademark. Many of you need to find peace within yourself so that you can truly know the essence and know why or what your soul is calling you out to do, or what your soul wants you to be, or who your soul wants you to be, rather. Okay, so for many of you, you need to find peace within yourself. And then we have rebellious, which tells me with the rebellious card is there is a need for you to step out of the crowd. Like I said, like, the cards are just speaking for itself. There is a need for you to step out of the crowd. There is a need for you to do things differently, not in the way that the world is used to. And I'm not saying like in a negative way, right? But in a way that your soul resonates with. I don't know how to explain this. Let's say, for instance, if you're someone that, let's say, you communicate with the trees, okay, people find that like insane, like it's insane, like why would someone be communicating with the tree? Like, that's awful. But if your soul wants you to communicate with the trees, that's because that's your soul trademark. Maybe there's something that your soul is pushing you or pulling you to. That's what I'm trying to say. Okay, I do, for once, communicate. Like, I could be in a place and I'm speaking to something, okay, and people will be like, this one is psycho, but you don't know the kind of um level, or where my soul is calling me towards. Okay, so what might not make sense to other people, that, okay, let me say this now. Your soul wants you to be at peace with yourself, first of all, but it has to do with you moving away or shifting away from certain beliefs, certain mindsets, from people, and spending time on your own. This is like a rebellious kind of thing. When people say, oh, you're a rebel, that's like what I'm trying to say. Your soul wants you to be different from people, to be different. I don't know how else to say it, but your soul wants you. Your soul is calling you out to stand out from people. If you've been feeling, or you've been getting the vibe of, oh, you don't connect with people, you don't feel like you're connected to people, you feel like you're out of this world, that's because your soul is saying you don't fit in the crowd. That's because your soul is saying you're not meant to do things the way others are doing things. You're meant to stand out. Okay, so I want to see one more in regards to this message. Holy Spirit, divine guys, come through. One more. Yeah. So you see, this is the drawing that the divine gave me to draw, you guys. Um, so what it says there is look before you leap. That's what it is. Because why this is here, let me tell you, is because for so many people, there are times where we make the drastic decision, um when we make decisions like hasty decisions, okay, that will, you know, pull us down from where our soul is calling us to. So your soul is saying, before you take on this decision, before you move into the direction that you want to move in, you need to look at it very carefully. Look at the direction, like, how is this helping me on a soul level? How is this helping me grow physically, mentally, spiritually, intellectually? How is this helping me grow? How is this, putting me in a place where I'm at peace with myself and at peace with my soul? How is this, putting me in a place where I don't feel like I need to force anything? How is this putting me in the right frame of mind? That is what your soul wants you to think through before you make a decision. Because when you make hasty decisions, the repercussion is something that you can't even bounce back from easily. Okay, so that's what your soul is calling you to do. It's like saying, before you make any decisions, think it through so that you don't leap. Okay, I've seen people that say, oh, my friend is doing this, let me do it this way because I feel like because my friend is making result from this, I will certainly make result from me. But that's not the case. In most cases, it's more like when you try to do what others are doing, the results don't match. It's way different, to be honest, because everybody is on their own journey, and I keep saying that because you need to realize that you are on your own path, and your path is a path that is unknown to many, and that's the beauty of it. Like, your path doesn't have to make sense to anybody. You don't need to explain to people like, oh, I'm doing this because of that, I need to no. It's like, it's something that you just have to say, okay, this is what my soul wants, let me go with what my soul wants, even though it doesn't make sense to the world. This is what will give me peace, because your soul wants peace, and the only way your soul can find peace is by you pulling away from the crowd and making decisions on a soul level, if that makes sense. Okay, so let's see what other card we need to see here. So you just need to find out what really makes you stand out. It's not some I can't tell you because I don't know what you're on, so I can't tell you. So we have avoid temptation here, which is letting me know, of course, um, sometimes when you're on your path discovering yourself, when you're on the journey to finding peace within yourself, you get tempted easily. And these are like things that you've made a decision not to be tempted on. Let's say, for instance, when you're on this journey, you're like, okay, I'll try not to speak too much, or I'll try not to say too much, or I'll try not to do too much. And there comes temptation. Okay, people trying to put you out of alignment, places, things, try to put you off balance. So, but you're being asked to avoid temptation in this, um in regards to your journey. Okay, let's see, two more cards, Holy Spirit. So far, I hope this message is resonating. If it is, please do what to click on the subscribe button again, and also click on the like and share, because you might be helping someone out there. Okay, you're not the only one that's meant to receive this message. All right, so we have reconciliation. This is it. Your soul wants you to reconcile with your true self. Your soul wants you to be in alignment with your true self. Like, there is a need for you to listen more to what your soul, like I tell people, listen to your voice, the voice that speaks within you, because of course your ego speaks from the mind aspect, but your voice, the soul, speaks from the inside, from the heart. So you will know when something is calling you to do something. That's where you start feeling the need. Maybe some of you could, maybe this period, some of you could feel the need to stay away from certain people. Some of you could feel the need to stop doing certain things, like the things you used to do before. Don't try to force it. That's why the temptation comes in. Okay, let's say, for instance, before now you love spending time in the club, and I'm not being judgmental, right? Do what makes you happy, right? But if you, prior to your journey now, you feel the need to don't hang out with some people, don't be at maybe certain places like you used to be, don't do things you used to do, don't try to force yourself back in, because sometimes when you make the decision to move, move towards your soul path, towards your soul calling, or towards your soul trademark, or trying to find your soul trademark, yeah, there will be people from the past that will try to put you off balance, who can tell you, oh, why are you acting like you know it, or why are you acting like you're better than us? Okay, just do this. It won't hurt, just one day won't hurt. And then you fall into the temptation, you see yourself going back and forth with it. So it's like, when you are on the soul journey, to be honest, you just have to make a decision and stand by it. Okay, and people will tempt you. To be honest, you'll be tempted, I won't lie, you will be tempted heavily, but do not give in. Okay, so I want us to see one card in regards to this. What message do we need to know in regards to the trademark? Holy Spirit, divine guys, come through. Thank you. I heard believe in yourself. I think someone needed to hear that. Okay, be grateful. Whatever I just say, just take it with it. So the last one is gossip. Okay, and this is to let me know. Let me tell you this: when you moved away from certain people or certain situation that was not serving you, you start saying, people start saying things like, oh, she thinks she's better than us, oh, he thinks he's better than us, oh, that, oh, that. I think that's why you have don't avoid temptation, because prior to when you're finding your true self, I mean, when I mean true self, I mean your true essence, your true self, what makes you you, what makes you different from the rest. There are people that they are still on the journey as well to finding themselves, and when they see you on that journey, they can't really relate, because you guys are, both of you, or you and these people, you're operating from different frequency right now. You're here and they're there, and it's not a matter of you're better than them, because I don't like to see myself like being better than anyone. I just feel like people take time to wake up, and it's not your job to wake people up. Sometimes you just need to allow people wake up when they're ready to wake up, right? So but with this, it's telling me that when you start working on yourself, when you start finding yourself, when you start finding your purpose, when you start finding your true essence, okay, people will start saying things like, oh, she thinks she's better, or he thinks he knows better, or this, or oh, this is, people start saying things. There will be gossip too, let me warn you. People will start saying things, you will start hearing things, but avoid temptation, don't give in, because they want you to go back to the energy that you already left, and that's not the energy you're meant to operate from. The energy brings you down to a lower frequency, and it makes you vibrate low. Okay, so don't give into certain side talks, because these people, they just want you to be out of alignment. They don't want you to tap into your core value or your true self, because they've not really make the decision to do the same, if that makes sense. All right, so let me use the last card, or let me use this card. Let me use the spirit animal deck to go further to see what we need to see. So we just need 3 cards from here, and then we go further. So we have peacock here, and it says okay, so what this is many of you, this journey will, how do I say this, and how do I say this, like, open open a door where you get to tap into knowledge, where you get to tap into your true self, like I've been saying, right? And this require you to be, how the peacock is, right? Where when you see the peacock, oh, it's the peacock, but when the peacock opens up and then you see the true beauty, now it's like you're on this journey. People won't see you for who you truly are, right? Because you're on a journey, you're in the process of building a new name for yourself, or a new niche for yourself, right? Which is your soul path or your soul trademark here. But it's like you're on a journey to knowingness, okay? And that's because if people don't see you for you right now, don't really focus on that, because that's how it's meant to be. But in due time, when the time is right, people will start seeing you like for who you truly are. Because when you open up and they start saying, oh, the reason why this person has been going through this, or this person has been distancing himself or herself from us because they're trying to do this, oh, I see why. Okay, so things will start making sense to people, okay? And that's what your soul is calling you out to, for you to be distant from people and try to do things differently, okay, so that you can find your true essence, if that makes sense. So let's see, 2 more cards we have. Okay, so for some of you, you could be a Leo, but it has something to do with zodiac, right? But I'm saying, like, you need to, this path or this journey is moving you to becoming a leader, and it's nudging you to tap into your strength, which is the core essence of you, right? To tap into your strength and courage as well. So let's see, 1 more card comes out. So this is a journey where your strength will be needed, courage will be needed. You just need to fight through, and that's why you're being asked to avoid temptation. There are things and people and situations that want to put you off balance, but you just need to fight. You know how the lion doesn't even shake, or the lion is not even competing with anyone. It's just in his own lane, mind his own business, okay? So that's the energy that you're about to move into. So let's see 1 more card here in regards to this message before we end the reading. It's becoming too lengthy. Yeah, and we have Northern Cardinal, and it says spiritual messenger from spirit world, listen to your intuition, new relationship, new love. So which tells me that for some of you, this is more like tapping into your gift, your spiritual gifts, and you might start experiencing, okay, for some of you this could be like you going through dark night of the soul, but after that phase you'll start experiencing things like maybe you start hearing from spirits, and but you're being asked to listen more to your intuition, okay, to listen more to the voice, your soul, not to your head. So I want us to end this reading with this card, so let's just see what we have to see here in regards to this message. You guys, pardon me, my eyes keep going everywhere because I'm a bit distracted here, or concentrate. Okay, so let's see what message we need to know so we can end this reading. Holy Spirit divine guys, how do we end this reading for the collective? How do we end this reading for the collective in regards to the soul trademark? Please give me a clear message. Thank you. Whew. This has been, huge. But to anybody about to work in this path, to anybody about to walk to this path, I will encourage you, please do it to, when you start a thing, don't hang. I know it's quite, it's not really that easy, right? You get to a point where you feel like everything's about to break in front of you, but you just need to keep pushing and believing, right? Because here the divine is saying release negative energy, and that's what it is. Many of you could be tapped into, maybe connected to toxic energy, toxic friendship, toxic connections, okay? And that's why you're being led out, okay, being called out. So if you notice people start living your life, people just start dropping out from your life, this is a sign that your soul is calling you to walk into a different path. And then we have smile often, which means, of course, this is more like smile through the process, smile through all of the like throughout the journey, okay? Like you can literally smile but I mean, like, be happy in the process of your journey, be happy with the experience, be happy with the growth, be grateful for all of that, because at the end of the day you will certainly have victory, okay? You will certainly have victory. So that's what the divine wants you to know. So all of this journey, all of this phase that you're about to go through or you're going through right now, there is a victory at the end of the day. So that's what you need to know, and I hope that this message brings you peace and clarity, okay? And yes, so please do not forget to click on the subscribe button to subscribe to the channel, like and share this video. Thank you so much, I appreciate it. Till next time, divine blessings.